So hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something which is super exciting for me and as well as for you, because we're going to be talking about this cult classic product and literally what is the talk of the town right now with every single influencer and everyone I seem to know is always buying this product, which is the Alan Truman's blow brush. So I'm really confused about whether does this work, especially on my hair type, and I have as you can see frizzy curly hair, and my hair with the humidity can just turn up into this even if I properly straighten it. So I'm really curious about how this product will work on me, and let's put that to the test. So this is the packaging for the blow brush, and I think it's just a very beautiful, classy looking packaging. I'll leave the product link along with the prices for you down in the description bar below, because the price kind of keeps fluctuating. So you can see when it's the right time to buy it, and make sure that you wait for a good sale. And you can always buy it on Nykaa and you'll get it at a really good sale at that point of time, or on Amazon. Depending on that, you can go ahead and make your purchase. So we're going to be talking about the Alan Truman's blow brush, and this one I got it in the shade cappuccino because I kind of like that brownish kind of a finish with the product. I think it's pretty a very good size. It's not too heavy in my opinion. That's a blessing because you're working with your shoulders high up all the time. So it does not really get painful or anything like that. It's very, very comfortable to use it. So this is just how the brush looks. You can just see the size with respect to how it looks. And I think it's a really nice, comfortable size to play with. So I'm really curious about how this is going to work on my hair. I could not find any reviews before I bought this for someone with my hair type. I have a curly to wavy kind of a hair type. I'm more on the 2C to 3A, that's kind of my curl type usually, and it gets really frizzy. So we're going to put this product to the test and let's see how it goes. So according to the instructions of this product, we're supposed to use it on slightly damp hair, and then we can also use something like a heat protectant or something and go ahead with the product. And I'm going to remove the knots before I go ahead with this, because this is going to cling onto the hair when I'm using it. I don't want it to cause more breakage. So I'm going to finish those up and I'll be right back. So I have this really old MAC Fix Plus bottle and I just filled it with water. I am gonna spritz my hair with a little bit of water to make it a little damp. Okay, so I've just made it damp and I've not made it wet. I'm quickly gonna take off the knots and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just removed all the knots in my hair, and then we're gonna go ahead to using a little bit of a heat protectant plus a shine spray. This is the Tressemme's Gloss Ultimate Ultra Shine Hair Serum. So this is supposed to work on damp hair, and then you're supposed to use a heating tool like a blow dryer or a blow brush or anything like that. And then after that, it's supposed to help to kind of make your hair look a lot more shiny and sleeky and stuff like that. And it's supposed to work really well with humidity. So let's put this one to the test too. I'm going to go ahead and take around 2 to 3 spritzes of this, and we're just going to go ahead and apply it all along the sections of the hair first. I'm very curious about how these products are going to work because I'm terrible when it comes to hair. If you've been seeing my videos, I think you know that. I just know how to straighten my hair and that's it. I don't know how to do anything else about it. So I'm very excited about trying this, and I'm so curious to know how this is going to go. So I'm more of the tips because my hair is very dry usually at the base, and I don't want my roots to get too kind of, I don't know, greasy, especially over the week. So I'm just going to go ahead at the ends with more, and with whatever is left in my palm, I'm just applying more and more of it. When I saw videos of how people are using this, they kind of create a little bit of tension and then they're twisting the brush as it goes along. So it gives you that beautiful, that 90s blowout effect. I'm all in for that effect. So I'm so curious to know how this is going to work right now. So basically blast just works on cool air, and hot is a lower speed with pretty warm air. And then there's the next one, the highest most setting, which is high intensity speed with really good amount of heat. So I'm just going to go and notch it up all the way to the highest setting, and let's see how it goes. So that does make a good amount of sound. I think you could just hear it right now. I'm going to take this much amount of hair and we're going to take the rest up and we're going to clip it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start and I'm going to take it to the hottest setting. Okay, so this is like the best I can get it to at this point. It's not like pin straight from what I can see, but it feels like really soft and it feels like the frizz is kind of reduced. I'm just going to go ahead and do the entire hair and then let's see how it goes. Okay, so that is basically one side done and it's around 8 minutes at this point of time. So I think like you can do both the sides in 15 minutes and maybe with a little more practice, maybe under the 10-minute mark. But I'm liking it. I'm liking the way it looks. But one thing which I couldn't understand is why that the tips not become straight. Like this part is all like nice and sleeky, but then the ends of it, I don't know whether I'm making a mistake, but then like you can see that it's all kind of curved. I'm liking that also because that looks really nice. It looks like I just have a little more volume in my hair. And one disadvantage of this is that you cannot get really close to the root because these bristles have a certain amount of like height. So you're going to skip that amount when you're actually doing your hair. So if that is okay with you, I think it's pretty much good of a brush. I'm quickly going to go and do this side too, and I'll see you right back. So I just wanted to give you an idea of how I'm doing this. I'm like switched it off right now. So I'm taking a section and I'm keeping my hair like I'm keeping my brush under the hair section and I'm kind of turning it first so it kind of like gets into the bristles and I'm pulling it a little more and adding and then pulling. So I'm doing that down and then I'm doing that on the upper side. That way you can get it on both the sides equally. So I'm pulling and then rolling and pulling and then rolling and pulling it. So it's pretty easy if you look at it that way. You're picking it up, you're placing it under and you twist and you pull and then you twist a little more and then you pull, you twist and then you pull. That way there's tension constantly on the hair and the heat can also come like from inside it and then it kind of just helps it overall to look a lot more like smoother and every single strand can be like well placed. So that is basically what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just gonna like quickly brush some bits of my hair and kind of keep it a lot more even and all that, and this is how it looks. I'm kind of liking it. I'm liking the waves in the bottom, but I just wish that they look a little more symmetrical. I think it's just my natural hair texture which is getting mixed with how it looks right now. I'm just gonna like brush out my roots. Okay, so this is how my hair looks after the entire blowout with this brush. I'd say it takes a good amount of time, but not as much as what it takes with, like straightening my hair like individually and properly and stuff. So I think in terms of that, I kind of like the finish. It's a much more better option if you're like kind of on a hurry and if you want to finish something a lot more faster. Okay, so let's talk about the hair fall which I had with this brush. I don't think it's a lot. I just think it's like a tad more than what I usually lose when I straighten my hair. So I think it's normal. I don't really blow dry my hair often, so I'm not too sure about what happens with that. But then like hair straightener versus a blow brush, which is not even comparable, but that's what I usually do, is that this one is a little more than that, but it's a lot more quicker and the outcome and the finish itself is a lot more different. Like this is more like bouncy and this is like voluminous kind of hair. So hair straightener is mostly like flat and straight kind of hair. I am kind of liking the ends actually with this because the ends are all kind of turny, which kind of creates the volume and the bounce, whereas the mid section and the top section is pretty flat. I'm liking the way that looks at this point of time. I'm not too sure about how much this is going to hold and all that, but at this point my hair is pretty like sleeky, shiny, and it looks really nice. Like I feel you can like see and tell a few sections, like this innermost area which is like towards the root, those areas are not at all touched, so that part is like constantly frizzy only. But then that kind of adds with the volume, because that is going to have a lot more texture than the rest of the hair where we've kind of like tamed it down. So I think in a way that's also a perk. But then if you want like proper like pin straight kind of hair, then this is not the one to go for. I saw a lot of influencers who have straight-ish kind of hair, like straight to wavy. For them, it could like, it could help them to get a nice, good, sleek kind of a finish. But I feel for someone like me who has textured hair, I feel this works, but it's not going to give you like proper pin straight kind of hair. I'm really curious to know how this holds throughout the day. I'm actually filming indoors today, so I'm not too sure on how this is going to work even outdoors, like let's say after 4 to 5 hours itself. I'll get back on how this looks after a couple of hours, and then let's see how it goes. But I think at this point of time, I'm really happy with the results. I did try a small section of hair when this brush just arrived because I was so excited, and I tried it on dry hair. And when I tried it on dry hair, I felt like it looked more damaged and very brittle and more dry. But then at this point of time, like I've already like washed my hair and I had my leave-in conditioner, and then my hair kind of dried because I could not come and film immediately today. And then I kind of like dampened my hair. So I would say, like, if you have textured hair like me, go with like the shampoo, conditioner, leave-in. Go with a nice good leave-in, like something which can actually give you a lot of moisture. That way it will help to kind of tame the frizz down, because in my opinion, just the Tressemme one is not going to be enough, especially if you have hair types like me. And go ahead with that. And then after that, like, we dampened the hair, and I think that's the best part about it, because if I did not dampen it, I think it's going to dry my hair a lot more. So because it's like around 90% dry and that 10% dampness, the heat of this brush is helping the hair to dry, and it's also not making it too dry. So I feel like in that way it was a very good balance, and I feel like the Tressemme one also did help a lot because it had a good amount of shine. And I'm really curious about how the hold of the product is going to be and how long it's going to stay this way. But at this point of time, I really like the way it looks. I'm not too sure about how this is going to stay put with like very high humidity, because I feel like the heat from this was definitely not as much as what a straightener will give you, because I use my straightener at around 220 to 230 degrees, which is like a really good amount of temperature, but that works for my hair texture. So I'm really curious to know whether this one can actually cut the mark and give me like kind of long lasting finish, maybe even for more than like 4 to 5 hours. I'm going to come back and give you an update about how this looks. Okay, so I just took all the hair out of this brush, and this is the amount of hair fall. I'm not too sure you can see it like in a close-up, but then like this is the approximate amount. And I don't think it's too bad. Like, I think it's kind of normal, like how it usually, like the same amount which you kind of lose when you also like straighten your hair, or if you're like removing the tangles and all this kind of stuff. So I think it's kind of normal. It's not like anything which is too much, because I heard a lot of influencers say that this brush kind of made them lose too much hair, and it's not that bad to, you know, be worried about. But the only thing which I'm a little skeptical about is that it's been like a good 15 minutes since I've done my hair, and I already feel like my hair is starting to frizz up, especially in this area, you know, like the one which is more closer towards my skin. And I'm not too sure about how that's going to turn up like within a couple of hours. So we just have to wait to know how that's going to end up looking. And all of these are ceramic plated. Like, they have a couple of shades, but the shades don't do anything. It's just that it's just for an aesthetic finish. They have, I've seen a gold, I've seen a pink one, I've seen an ivory kind of one, I think. And this one is the copper one. So I really like this color. And all of them come with the ceramic one, and all of them have bristles. The bristles are plastic bristles. It has 2 different rows of bristles in this, and one is kind of like this spiky longer one with you know, like with the softer kind of a cap on the top, that way it does not hurt your scalp. And then there's another one which has like a lot of dense bristles, which is a little more shorter, and they have holes and they have small grooves, like what you can see. It runs all the way along the brush, and through that is where the heat as well as the air comes out. So when you switch it on, and if you keep your hand like this, you can actually feel the air coming out. One thing which I feel like the product could have been a little better in terms of the design and the structure of this is that this upper surface over here, even this gets heated up. I wish that they used this material over here, even on the top. And if they did, it will be easier for me to hold my hand and to twist my hair, because I'm not able to twist my hair with one hand. So I need like support of two hands. But this gets a little hot. It's not unbearably hot like a straightener, but it does get hot. So I think that's my only con with the product, but I think the rest of it is pretty nice. I kind of feel they could have another setting in this brush, which is for people who have like even more denser hair, and that way it can be at the hottest temperature. I feel like this level of frizz and this kind of curliness, all this can be even taken down further, and I can get like perfect blowout kind of an effect if they had an even more hotter setting. So I wish they come up with a concept like this for people who have like extremely curly hair and for people who have extremely frizzy hair. So I hope you all enjoyed this review of the Alan Truman's Blow brush. It's such a hard word to say, but it's such an amazing one. At this point of time, I really like the way that the finish is. I'll come back for a 4-hour checkup to kind of let you know how the finish looks, especially on my hair type. I genuinely think if you have hair which is a lot more wavier and less frizzy compared to mine, I think this is like a spot on 100%. It's gonna work on you. But if you're someone who has my hair type, I'll say wait till the end and check that 4-hour review thing, and then you can like always take a decision about whether you should be getting this or not. So hey there, and we're at the 4-hour mark right now, and I just went and filmed another video and I came back. So I've been working in a closed room only, but this is how my hair looks right now. I'm just gonna grab a mirror, and it's looking really nice. I really like how it looks, but then this area, whichever like touched with a little bit of sweat, has gotten a little frizzy. But I think that's what happens even when I straighten my hair out. I'm just a very sweaty person. But I think other than that, it is looking really nice. You guys, I'm liking it. I'm absolutely loving it. My only problem is this scalp area, which has started to get like a little frizzy. And ignoring the frizziness, that's also because the brush does not reach this area. But that was the problem even initially. So over the past 4 hours, I'll say that it is just like slightly frizzed up, a tiny bit. That's it. But other than that, I feel like 95% of the finish which we had when we did is still there. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more.